We've all heard it. If you want top grades, you need to study for hours. But what if I told you that wasn't true? For years, I believed I needed to grind all day to be a good student, till I discovered that quality beats quantity. The problem with studying for too long is that our brain gets tired. You read a page 10 times and still don't remember what it said. That's not learning. That's just burning time. When I shifted to a focused 2-hour daily study system, I actually learned more and remembered better. I wasn't exhausted or bored. I was sharp, motivated, and consistent. It turns out that your brain learns best in short, intense bursts, especially if you give it proper rest. Marathon study sessions may look impressive, but they're not efficient. The goal isn't to study more, it's to study smarter. Once I started treating my brain like a muscle that needed recovery and focus, everything changed. I was finally working with my brain, not against it. So, before you guilt yourself into another 6-hour study session, ask, am I studying effectively, or just endlessly? Efficiency is the new excellence. The first key to studying less but better is having a clear daily routine. No more I'll study when I feel like it. Spoiler, you'll never feel like it. I chose a 2-hour window every evening from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. after dinner and before any screen time. That became sacred. No distractions, no multitasking. Just focused study. I broke those 2 hours into 4 sessions of 25 minutes, with 5-minute breaks in between Pomodoro style. This structure helped me stay alert and avoid burnout. During the first 25 minutes, I reviewed what we studied that day. In the second session, I focused on active recall quizzing myself instead of rereading. That made a huge difference. The third session was for practice, solving problems, writing summaries, or applying what I learned. And the last session, review flashcards, or teach the material out loud. Yes, even to my pillow. 2 hours sounds short, but when it's organized, consistent, and intentionally, becomes a powerhouse. I wasn't working more. I was just finally working right. Schools teach you what to learn, but rarely how to learn. That's why many students feel lost, even if they're putting in the hours. I used to reread notes and highlight everything. It didn't work. Then I discovered something powerful. The brain learns through effortful recall. That means trying to remember things without looking at your notes. It's hard, but that's the point. I switched from rereading to active recall and spaced repetition. Instead of reviewing everything every day, I spaced out the review over several days. That made my memory stick. I also learned that teaching someone else is one of the most effective ways to study. Even pretending to explain the topic to a friend forces you to organize your thoughts and spot gaps in your knowledge. Another tip: visuals. I made mind maps and drew silly doodles next to concepts. The more absurd, the better they helped me remember, faster than any long paragraph ever did. Once you learn how to learn, everything else becomes easier. You stop wasting time and start making progress. It's like discovering cheat codes for your brain. Let's be real. Your biggest enemy isn't math. It's TikTok or Instagram, or that one notification you just have to check. Distraction is the enemy of deep focus, and deep focus is what gets you results. When I started my 2-hour study routine, I put my phone in another room, not on silent, not face down, gone. I used apps like Forest and Study Bunny to stay on track. Yes, digital carrots work. I also told my family not to interrupt me during my study time, unless it was an emergency. That one change helped everyone respect my time, including me. Creating a study-friendly environment is more powerful than motivation. Clean desk, low lighting, background music, lo-fi beats were my go-to. My brain knew it was study o'clock. Distractions don't just waste time, they break your focus, and it takes about 20 minutes to get back into flow. That means one text can ruin your entire session. Protect your attention like your grades depend on it, because they do. Distraction-free hours are better than 5 messy ones. Focus is your superpower. Most students take notes like they're copying a book. Long paragraphs, messy structure, and nothing stands out. I was one of them until I learned to design my notes. I started using bullet points, arrows, diagrams, and colors. Not to make them pretty, but to make them clear. 1 page equals 1 concept, equals 1 visual map. Simple. I also started writing in my own words, not just what the teacher said. That forced me to understand before writing. If I couldn't explain it simply, I didn't get it. After class, I would quickly review and revise my notes while the information was still fresh. That made a big difference in long-term memory. Once a week, I'd summarize an entire chapter in one page. Not word for word, just key ideas. That became my cheat sheet for exams. Fast to read, easy to review. Smart notes aren't just about storage, they're about thinking. When you organize knowledge clearly, it sticks. When you understand what you write, you remember what matters. Asterisk, studying less doesn't mean slacking off. You need to know what's working and what's not. That's where progress tracking comes in without the pressure of grades. I kept a simple notebook. Each day, I'd write what I studied, how I felt, and one thing I learned. That reflection helped me improve and stay motivated. I also used a simple spreadsheet to track topics I had mastered, topics I needed to review, and topics I hadn't touched yet. This way, I knew exactly where to focus each week. Every Sunday, I spent 20 minutes looking back on the week. What worked? What didn't? This mini review helped me tweak my strategy and stay on course. I wasn't competing with anyone. I was just becoming a better version of myself, one small step at a time. That mindset helped me stay calm even when others panicked before exams. Measuring progress keeps you grounded. It's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. That's what turns 2 hours into top results. Asterisk, after a few weeks of studying, just 2 hours a day, I started seeing real results. My grades improved, I had more time for friends, hobbies, and sleep. And most importantly, I felt in control. My teachers noticed the change. I was more engaged in class, more confident in discussions, and more relaxed during tests. I wasn't the smartest, I was just the most consistent. I realized that the goal of studying isn't suffering, it's learning. And learning doesn't have to take all day. When done right, it takes less time and gives more freedom. This new system also improved my mental health. I stopped comparing myself to others and focused on what worked for me. That was a game changer. 2 hours a day may not sound like much, but done right, they're all you need. It's not magic. It's just method. And anyone can do it. If you're tired of burnout, pressure, and endless study marathons, try studying less, but smarter. You might just become a Strata student too. Asterisk, thanks for sticking with me until the end. If there's one thing I want you to remember, it's this. You don't need to suffer to succeed. Studying 2 focused hours a day changed everything for me, not because I'm special, but because I learned to study smart, not hard. And if I can, do it, so can you. Start small. Choose your 2-hour window. Protect it. Stay consistent. Don't aim for perfection, aim for progress. You have a powerful brain. It just needs the right system, not more stress. Imagine what you could do with more free time and better grades. So now I'll ask you, are you ready to change how you study and how you live? Drop a comment below and tell me, what's the first change you're going to make this week? I'm cheering for you. Let's grow together.